What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I've got some big changes coming. Um, I've got some big changes coming, so definitely look out for those big changes that are going to be coming up with the Joe Boo Sports Report. Um, Bobby Wagner. Bobby, not Bobby Boucher, but plays like Bobby Boucher. Bobby Wagner. Could there be just a little bit of hope? A little bit? I don't know, just a little, maybe? So Bobby Wagner, who, our emotions have been played with so much. So damn much. Bobby Wagner, of course, was going to visit the Rams yesterday. He went there. The Rams, of course, coming off a Super Bowl win and things with brand new facilities and riding high, definitely riding high. And we had heard originally that we were the Cowboys. We were hearing that we were like the second tier level of team that he wanted to play for. We had heard that he wanted to play for the Chargers or the Rams. Seemed like he just wanted to be in LA. It's kind of hot there in the summertime and dry. And then you got the forest fires. And then when it does, after the forest fires, you got the mudslides during the winter peak season and stuff. But you do have the beaches and all that. You got Hollywood and things. So, I guess, that's not a bad place to be. I mean, me personally, I think San Diego should have stayed, Chargers should have stayed there because the weather was a lot nicer than LA. But be that as it may, he visited the Rams and did not sign a deal. And he's already in LA, and we don't know about him going to see the Chargers because he was at the airport. At the airport. That's right. Yesterday. And he talked to TMZ Sports. And they asked him about his ideal landing spot. And his response was, not sure. So the Rams didn't burn an impression on the Bobby Wagner. He then went on to say, I just want to win. I just want to win. Winning is what's important to him. And you could say the last couple of years in Seattle that, after having all that success early on in his career, that the team slowly got old. The dynamics of the roster changed. Beast mode was no longer there. They went from a defense-heavy team, running team, to a team that became more Russell Wilson-esque and just throwing the ball down the field and having to play a different style of football. And they kept still being a team that was always kind of a playoff team, but just slowly getting worse and worse and worse to the point where it's actually time to rebuild, and that's the reason why he was let go. And so you can understand Bobby Wagner has made a good amount of money in his career, and having that first Super Bowl and going to the second one very early in his career, that when you get older, and this is where Jerry Jones is right now, you want to relive the glory of being that Super Bowl champion. And so you can understand him wanting to be on a team that it's about winning. So right now, we don't know where the Dallas Cowboys are on this. Now, we could honestly say, well, winning it all has not been there for too long. And now we could actually say, maybe, when you look at least, say, the last 5-6 years, with the exception of 2020, that the Cowboys have been a good team. That they've won more typically than they've lost. That they're on at least the right side. They don't have the playoff success because they haven't had the horses. And you could make the argument that maybe the Cowboys could be in a position to be winning if I bring my set of skills there. When you look at the defense, a couple of things that you think of that are positive. One, you look at what might have been one of the best defensive players in the NFL who's only a rookie, who will only get better. Two, the coach who helped me really at the beginning of my career to achieve and become the player that I am, and having that dynamic. 3, being in a system that I'm comfortable with a team that's not far away. And I will actually say, in other reasons to be optimistic about the defense, we don't have the big hitters. And I believe me, if we were to get Bobby Wagner, it would be a big hitter that would definitely change the defense. But the fact that you're able to bring back Jaron Curse, and he is an undervalued guy, shout out to Law Nation, because Law Nation did a comparison of him and Buda Baker. People would say in a heartbeat, I'll take Buda Baker, but the reality is, Jaron Curse actually had better numbers than Buda Baker, but doesn't get the respect from it. Bringing him back, getting D-Law, who for the first time, I want to say for the first time since before his deal, is not having surgery. You have to understand that D-Law had back surgery last offseason. The 2 years before that, he had the labrum surgery. I'm trying to think. I think it was his knee the year before that. So instead of us having to go to training camp where D-Law couldn't work out and he was on the PUP list the last couple of years, D-Law should be ready to actually work out beginning of OTAs, which is something that he has not been able to do. You might be looking at a resurgence of him. When we look at Dante Fowler, another guy who's coming off an injury, but can also benefit from the fact of having Micah Parsons on that defense, of having D-Law on that defense as well, and even being part of the rotation in there. And if you're Bobby Wagner, you could look at that defense and say, you know what, that defense is not bad. You got Diggs in there who, the amount of interceptions that he's got, the sacks that Micah Parsons gets, and D-Law being a good run stopper. If I can put myself in the middle of that, that's going to help. I'm going to be able to feast in there real well. And one other thing I will say that's going for this defense is bringing back some of the players that were good role players. You still need a beast. But Carlos Watkins, the numbers don't reflect interior linemen as much as you would like, or fans will understand. Thing is, when you have a 1 and a 3 technique guy, they're not going to have, 8, 9, 10 sacks, okay? That's not their job. Their job is to keep the linebackers clean. They have to do the dirty work. And having a guy like Neville Gallimore, who is young and up and coming, who unfortunately missed most of the season because of the hyperextended elbow, that guy, Carlos Watkins, an OC, it's a young enough front that can be a good rotation. I still want that 800-pound gorilla in the middle. But with a Bobby Wagner situation, that could be a game changer. I'm not quite ready to give up on Bobby Wagner just yet. The fact that he left the Rams kind of surprises me without a deal. So maybe, just maybe, there's hope. Like I said, look for the big changes that will be coming up. I mean, it's going to be major. It's going to be major. It's going to be something different. And let me say shout out to all the people who have donated for the Stand Up to Cancer Faith Fight Finish. We are over $1,400 raised already. We should be able to get Dak Prescott's attention on that one. I'm thinking we should be able to get his attention. Actually, it's for a great cause, and cancer's touched us all. And let's see if we can get to. It'd be great if we got over $2,000. That would be really nice to be able to do that. To be able to say, "Hey, Dak, Joe Boo Sports Report and our fans, here we did. Bam, here's $2,000 for your charity." What? Okay, cool. Yeah. So, brother, can you spare 5 minutes for me? Anyway, I'm Mark Holmes, and, well, I'll catch you later. Peace.